everybody, it's Dr. Joe, and today I'm going to show you my top 7 advanced pelvic stabilization exercises. So let's get started. Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. So these pelvic stabilization exercises are if you have an alignment issue, or if you fix that alignment issue and you're trying to stabilize your pelvis now. So like SI joint, leg length discrepancies, things like that. This will just stabilize that area. So this is the advanced. I also have a moderate and a beginner. So you might not quite be ready for this. Check the other ones out first, and then you can move on to this one. And if you haven't already, make sure and click the subscribe button down there. So a lot of these are still going to be progressions of the other things we've been doing. So we're going to jump into the third level of a clamshell. So we've been doing all the clamshell stuff. That's all very similar, where you want those hips perpendicular to the floor. You don't want to roll them out. Typical clamshell, you don't want to be rolling like that. You want to be up and down like that. So for the level 3, the bottom leg is going to go straight, and you're going to keep that foot kind of up in the air on top of that leg like you would for the level 2. And so still keeping the hips and the pelvis in alignment here. Now you're going to have more of a motion. So you're going to come all the way down to the floor and then come all the way up, just enough to where you're not rolling those hips back. So this just gets more of a range, more of the muscles exercising within that range. That's what makes it harder. It might not feel harder in the beginning, but you're going to work those muscles a lot more, those muscles a lot more, because you're getting a bigger range with these. So again, I would just start off with 5 to 10, flip and do both sides. Make sure you're exercising both sides to strengthen them equally, and then go from there. So then the next one, you're going to kind of come up into a side plank, but now you're going to be on your knee with your arm kind of out like this. So the leg on top is going to be straight out, and now you're going to come up. Make sure you're still kind of in alignment, but your knee's down, and you're just going to lift your leg up and slowly come back down. So trying to keep that leg straight. If you want to do like I normally have you do, kind of lead with that heel, you can. But again, you want all of your hips to be in that perpendicular kind of motion. So just coming up and down like that. Make sure you're not stressing out your shoulder. If you need to turn your hand this way, you can. But if it's too much on your shoulder, then you're probably not ready for this one quite yet. So then we're going to go into a full side plank, but now instead of on our elbow, we're going to be up on our hand. So again, this is a lot of pressure on your shoulder. So if you have shoulder issues, or if it feels a little painful on your shoulder, then don't do this one. You can do the other ones. So same kind of concept with the whole side plank. You want to be in a straight line this way and this way. So you don't want your hips dropping down. You don't want to be up high. You want to just be right here holding that plank. And then once you hold that plank, you're going to lift that leg up just a little bit. So just a little hold, little pause, and then come back down. So again, this is kind of a lot. So you might only want to start with 5 of these, because if you can probably see shaking a little bit. I have a little bit of shoulder issues, so I can feel the extra pressure there. It's not painful, but I can definitely feel it in my shoulders as well as in my hips and pelvis. So make sure you be careful with that and don't injure something else while you're trying to strengthen something else. Okay, so now you're going to do the same kind of thing, that side plank, but now you're going to drop your hips up and down. So instead of lifting the leg, you're actually going to go up and down with your hips. So you're going to come back up into that plank, get that good straight line, and now you're just dropping down and coming up. So it's almost like a push-up with your hips. So just dropping down. You don't have to go all the way down, but you want to try to come all the way up where you're even again. So just a little drop and then come back up. So again, you can tell it's tiring. I'm breathing a little bit heavily while I'm talking, but so just start off with 5, switch to the other side, do 5 on that side, and then you can just add 1 or 2 each time as it becomes easier. So what was I gonna do next? Oh yeah, I'm gonna use a Swiss ball or a therapy ball or a stability ball. So we're still gonna do the side plank position, but now we're using the ball in between the legs. And this makes it really hard, really unstable. So again, if the other ones are too hard, you're probably not quite ready for this. You might see me stumble around a little bit, but I'm just gonna show you a couple. But again, this is a pretty tough one. So you're gonna put the Swiss ball down at your kind of your ankles, down at your feet. So you're just, one's on top, one's on the bottom. You're just gonna be on your elbow again for this plank. So make sure that elbow and shoulder are pretty much in alignment there. If you need this hand, you can use it. Eventually you just want to put your hand on your hip, but the first couple times you come up, you might want to have your hand here just to see what it feels like. And then once you get into this position, you're just going to drop that hip down and come back up. So you can see that my top foot's rolling a lot, but this really works that whole pelvic area to stabilize those muscles, to make them all work together so it can get stronger. So with these, again, you might can only do 5, roll over, do 5 on the other side. If you can only do 3, that's okay. Just maybe even 2 on one side and 2 on the other. But make sure that you're in a good, safe environment when you're doing this, because you might roll around a little bit, you might fall off the first couple times you try it. Boing. So the next one is going to be back in quadruped. I'm using a stability disc. If you don't have a disc, you can just roll up like a thick towel, a beach towel or something. You don't have to have the disc, it just makes it a little more unstable. If you have a half foam roll, that works okay too. But what you're going to do is you're going to get on all fours in that quadruped position, but you're going to put the disc under the knee that's going to stay down. If you put your toes down on that side, I'll kind of move. You can see it's pretty stable, a little bit unstable, but if you pick your toes up, it makes it really unstable because that disc is going to wobble around a little bit. So getting in that position, if you want to start first again with the toes down, you might want to start that way, but toes up to make it harder, and you're just going to go into an extension and then come back in. So just kind of kicking out, really trying to control everything. And some people want to bring their knee back down each time. You can if you need to, but you're going to get more strengthening with those stabilizer muscles if you keep that knee off the floor the whole time. So again, just starting off with 10 of these, switch sides. I'll show you on this side so you can see it. Toes if you need to. Do the kick, no toes if you want it to be a little bit harder. If you happen to have a stability disc, how much air in it also makes a difference. So you can put a little more air in it or a little less air in it to make it easier or harder for you. So the last exercise is going to be a single leg squat. A lot of times in the past I've shown you a single leg squat with your leg kind of going back as a rudder. For this one, you're going to bring your leg forward, almost like you're reaching for something, but all the same concepts and ideas for a regular squat, where you really want to try and keep your knee behind your toes. A lot of times with a single leg squat, it gets pretty close. You just don't want to go far over your toes. So if it's a little bit, that's okay, but you really want to keep it as far back as possible. And the best way to do that is to stick your booty back when you're squatting down. So for this one, putting your foot out in front of you. And some people kind of like to clasp their hands in front of them. Some people like to use their hands in front of them, whichever is more comfortable for you. If you want to hold on to something to start off with, make sure you do that so you're safe. But foot out in front of you, and then you're almost like you're reaching for something. Like I'm pushing that foot out as I go, but still trying to keep that knee behind the toes, sticking that booty back a little bit, and going up and down. So you see, I'm not going very far. You don't have to go the first couple times you do. I'll try and do some on this side so you can see. So squatting down, bringing that foot out, going like that. So that one went a little bit over. I need to stick my booty back a little bit more, just like that. But trying to keep the balance as well. The balance is going to help with those stabilizer muscles, and then the squat component, the strengthening the bigger muscles as well. So again, just starting off with 5 on each side. Make sure you're safe while you're doing it. If you need someone there to kind of, support you or hold on to you, that's fine. And then eventually move your way up from there. So those were my top 7 advanced pelvic stabilization exercises. If you'd like to help support my channel, make sure and click on the link up here. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking down here. And remember, be safe, don't fall over. Have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.